Well, that's one way to take over the country. Hey, we can't beat you militarily, and we'll create your money and take over everything financially. That's even better. And do it secretly so you don't even know it.
That's right. Well, let's see. We've got 1 million Americans lost their home last year, and well, they can blame it on Bush, but it doesn't matter who's in there. Wallace was right. Not a dime's worth of difference between the Republicans and Democrats right now.
Right.
And the Tea Parties have been compromised. They are using me to try to demonize, to keep me from getting any influence in the Tea Parties. That's what the NAACP report was. And they're trying to make Americans equate Tea Parties with being racist. It doesn't matter that I've interviewed 3 wonderfully intelligent, honorable black men in the last 3 months. Doesn't matter.
Well, they took over the Tea Party. The Republicans took over the Tea Party. I saw a video. The guy that started it, he was actually moved out. His whole original purpose for starting all that, it was usurped or just taken over by Palin and all those people. They just kidnapped it, the whole thing, and changed the direction. So it was like a movement. Wow, this movement sounds good. Let's take it over and use it to get our people elected.
Well, first thing Sarah Palin did was call for war with Iran. We need to go after Iran, she said. Isn't that accurate?
Well, she's brainwashed too. She's either in the Zionist pockets and knows about 9/11, or still stupid, dumb, idiotic, and doesn't know about what really happened on 9/11 and the events. She's just like these other people. They see the power there, and they just go for it and just go with the party line or the Zionist line of propaganda. Clay, the information I have about the towers that I came up with, we haven't even discussed that yet.
Yeah, go right ahead.
For calling, I wanted to tell the people of even though you guys can't see my PowerPoint graphics and everything, which would help you understand it, I've been able to explain it verbally about the weight percentages on the different components of the Trade Center, especially the North Tower.
Yes.
I did an analysis, a graphical analysis. Well, basically what I did, I took a twin tower and broke it up into 7 cubes. You got that? 7 cubes, and they're almost perfect cubes. They're square at the bottom, 63.4 meters on the side, and approximately 60 meters tall for each one to get you 415 meters of height. Now, the first cube on the bottom, 5 inches, 5-inch steel, thick, 5 to 6 inches actually. In the basement's the same way, 6 inches of steel. The second cube is 4 inches. So the first was 5. That's 16 floors, by the way. Each cube was 16 floors. So the first cube is 5 inches thick. The second is 4 inches thick. The third is 3 inches thick. The fourth is 2 inches. The fifth is 1 inch. The sixth is a ½ inch. And then the last cube of all, the top 16 floors, the one that allegedly was falling, is only a 1/4 inch thick of steel. Okay, now 20 inches. How many 1/4 inches can you get out of 5 inches, rather? How many 1/4 inches can you get out of 5 inches?
20.
20, right. So what that means is that the first floor is 20 times as massive, 20 times as thick, weighs 20 times as much as the top falling floor. 4 inches will give you 16 of those 1/4 inch slabs. 3 inches will give you 12. 2 inches will give you 8. 1 inch will give you 4. ½ inch will give you 2. Add up all that steel 1/4 inch slabs underneath the falling part, and you get 62 1/4 inch slabs compared to 1, which is falling. And when you do the weight percentage and you include the basement, you get a weight ratio factor of 62 to 1. which means that one part is falling on 62 equivalent parts and is collapsing it. This is steel, and this is weight, not strength. Now, the percentages work out to less than 2%. The steel in the top 16 floors that's falling, allegedly, is less than 2% of the steel's weight. And 98+% is below it. Now, the Shyam Sunder from NIST, he's got a video on Nova internet site, and he claims that the tower was ranged when he was questioned about the steel. He said it ranges from 1/4 at the top to maybe 3/4 inch to 1.5 inches at the bottom, which is total lying BS. What do you think about this? 62 to 1. One part by weight is collapsing 62 parts by weight of steel. And the one part is gravity force, and the 62 parts is not gravity at all, it's intermolecular atomic bonding forces of steel, which is hundreds and thousands of times stronger than gravity. So I rest my case right there. The safety factor of 5, if you multiply 60 times 5, you get 300. And that means that the 94 block below it could hold 300 of those 16 floor blocks before they would allegedly collapse. And if you use Skilling's 20 factor, that it could support 20 times this live load, you would end up with way over 1,000 of those quarter-inch thick, the top section that it could hold before alleged collapse. So that's basically in a nutshell what I've done. And nobody's done this steel thickness analysis. And now everybody knows that when you build a tower that's going to be heavy, you don't make the entire tower the equal weight. You don't make the top as thick and heavy as the bottom, because it's not necessary. And besides that, it puts a lot of stress on the lower floors. So that's why when they went up, they gradually changed the thickness from 5, 6 to 4 to 2 to 1 1/2 and 1/4. And that is my analysis. And if it's off, it ain't off by much. Now the South Tower, which had the top 30 floors, was only about 5 or 6% of the steel. Even going down 30 floors. The top 30 floors was only about 6% of the steel. And since there wasn't much concrete, so we could say that the weight of the tower, essentially, the falling part for the South Tower was only about 6-7% of the total weight, and 93% below it. And for the North Tower, only 2 or 3% in the top section, 2% probably, and then 98+% in the bottom. Nobody's done this. This is my analysis, and this is my powerhouse research right now.
All right, have you taken this to the researchers, the scientists, the archaeologists that are working on this 9/11 issue? Have you showed that?
No, because nobody's willing to even look at my work and even comment on it. I sent it to Kevin Ryan. I tried to get hold of Steve Jones and all these. Kevin Ryan looked at it and said, "Well, write it up so in a way that we can review it." And he said it looked interesting. This was a couple, 2 or 3 years ago when I was first trying to contact these guys to look at my work. So I just said, "The heck with them. I'll just do my own stuff." All my stuff is posted on Jim Fetzer's 911scholars.ning.com site, which is not a home of a lot of scientists. Now, a few engineers have come on, but my work is all over the internet, and this is I used to push as my primary source of information was Skilling's quote that the towers could support 20 times their live load. But this is even better because now I got much greater, because now I've done the steel analysis, which is 62 to 1 instead of 20 to 1. A 62 to 1 for the top section, that is. I still got some more work to do, but I think what I found out right now, and I've been trying to get out for the last maybe.
Yeah, cut